All right, what is up guys? So in today's video, we're going to be field stripping and cleaning and then putting back together a Taurus GX4. All right, so everything you need to have. You don't have to have everything on this table, but I like to use these in particular, just makes the job easier, okay? So first and foremost, we are going to make sure that this gun is empty, nothing's in the chamber, magazine is empty, and it's safe to handle. So we're gonna pick this gun up, finger off the trigger. All right, empty the magazine. Magazine is clear. And we can see here, chamber is empty, so this gun is ready to handle. We're gonna put the magazine on the side. All right, so first things first, when you get your Taurus GX4, it will have this little mini replica of the Taurus GX4 as well, like a keychain. And all this really is this takedown tool, all right? So you got this flathead right here on the bottom of the mag right there. All you have to do to field strip this apart, you're gonna bring it over onto the side here. So on the right side of the gun, you'll see this area here that has like a lock switch with an arrow pointing. So all you have to do is turn that line to have it completely horizontal with the firearm. So you turn it there you go, just like that. So the line is now like that. And once it's like that, you'll see, notice the gun kind of shifted forward a little bit. All you have to do is pull through the trigger. You'll hear it click, it'll pop forward a little bit, rotate it on its side. You can split it in half. Now you have the lower end and the upper end with the slide. So let's move the lower end down here, and then we'll move the takedown tool over to the side as well. Take the recoil spring out, and then we're gonna take the barrel out. All right, so now that we have made sure that the gun's been safe to handle and we've taken it apart, you've now field stripped your Taurus GX4. This is the only tool you need. It's a Taurus GX4 mini takedown tool here. If you lost it or you didn't have one or whatever reason, just use a flathead. It's the same principle, all right? So yeah. Now, in terms of things you're gonna wanna have to clean your gun, I like to wear gloves because these chemicals do get on your skin and they can get in through your skin. Skin is a big organ. But if you don't really care, you don't have to wear gloves. I just personally prefer to. It's easy to clean up as well. So you're gonna need, first things first, a good gun cleaner. I like using Hops No. 9 gun board cleaner, the traditional one. You can get that at any store. For the gun oil, I also just use Hops. I use Hops Elite gun oil. All right, so I like to use a cleaner and then use an oil. There are some products where you can use 2-in-1, but my preference is how I like to do it. I like to do it the nice, I like to make sure that I'm doing each step properly, okay? So I like to take my time and just make sure the gun gets the love it needs after the firing range, okay? So after you have a cleaner and gun oil, it is handy to have little bottles, all right? Because it makes it easier to apply onto your firearm. Again, you can get these in you can get a little mini kit. I'll put a link in the description where I got one on Amazon, and it can have an all-in-one kit for like, 15 bucks, something like that. Or you can just go to the store and find one somewhere in your local department store, whatever. Now, having a microfiber cloth to wipe down the excess and use on your firearm is also handy. Now these two things are optional. You can have a cleaning cloth here. They usually come with cleaning kits. And you can also have these cleaning Q-tips to get in between the hard to reach parts of your gun. Now these two things are optional. You don't have to have them, but I like to have extras just cause, and the other one, this is to clean your barrel. So to scrub inside your barrel here and get all the grime and carbon buildup out of that. Now you can use one of these. All right, they come in attachments and you just screw them on and off of their rod here. Okay, this is for a 9mm specific. Again, this will come in the cleaning kit that I put in the description. But if you want to have a little upgrade, a little something nicer, I recommend getting a bore cleaner, okay? This is really nice, a bore snake. That's what it's technically called. Now again, I got it from Hops 9, the original bore snake. This is for 9mm, and it's also included for some other calibers like 357, 380, and 38. Okay, so because this is a 9mm, you have to make sure you have a bore snake with 9mm. And basically what this does is it cleans up your barrel a little bit nicer. So you feed it through one end, and then this the brass bits here, they're gonna scrape all that carbon off with you, pull it through the barrel, and then the rest of it is gonna clean up the excess cleaner and oil and stuff like that. All right, and that's how that works there. So if you have a little bit of extra money, I recommend getting it from your local store or whatever. They're usually like 15-20 bucks for one of them, but they really, you know, take care of your barrel. So again, you'd only have to have this technically, and then you can, you know, put a Q-tip through or whatever with a cloth and get the inside of there. But having a bore snake just makes your life easier. Now the only other thing really you need is a nylon brush. All right, this is used to scrub off those bits on your slide and the lower end of the gun. And nylon, I like to use nylon. I don't really like to use brass or steel too much, because, you know, you want to keep this for the metal bits only, and just be careful not to damage certain parts of your gun. So nylon, you can't really go wrong with nylon. Just basic nylon brush. Again, this should be in your kit, the Amazon link that I put in the description. But yeah, that's basically pretty much everything you need. You really only need a cleaner, oil, microfiber cloth, nylon brush, and some sort of way to clean the barrel, okay? These little things are optional, like a cleaning cloth and cleaning Q-tips and the bore snake. Those are optional. So, having said that, first things first, we are going to clean parts of this gun. So what I like to do is I like to put some gun cleaner down the barrel and around all over here, just dabs here and there, front of the barrel, back of the barrel. And then I just use my gloves, rub it all over. And while this is soaking, we're just gonna place that down on the mat, and we're gonna pick up our slide, and we're gonna put some dabs of cleaner on the metal bits that are shown here. So we're gonna put it right here, like that, a couple dabs there. We're gonna put it all up in here, in the front of the slide, especially where you see bits of like marring. You want to also put it down here, right there. And then we're going to do a light drag line inside this barrel there. All right, so again, just move that all around, and then from here you just grab your brush and you get to scrubbing. Nice and simple. Okay, so we're going to scrub there. Scrub all the sides of the slide, the grooves of the slide there. Make sure there's no carbon in there. Get any gunk that might be there, just make sure that's all completely out. You want to scrub best you can on all the area of the slide. And then you want to scrub down here as well, making sure you get all that black carbon that builds up from all the rounds that you fire, because a lot of carbon likes to come on this back bit here. You can always see all the black here in the soot. It's been a while since I cleaned this gun. All right. And once that is clean, we're gonna pick up the lower end, and we're just gonna drop more gun cleaner all along the steel bits here. So I like to do a dab on the back here, 2 dabs there, front plate up there, a couple up there, just a little bit there. And then the trigger mechanism down there, you want to put a little drop. And the same as before, grab your brush and get to scrubbing. Get all the sides there. Scrub it nice and firm. Get that in there with the trigger guard. Pull the trigger, make sure you're getting all the sides there, then release the trigger and then scrub again. And you're getting down in there to the mag, down in here where the mag is. Hopefully you can see that. You want to make sure that's clean as well. So we'll scrub down there. Make sure there's no carbon building up on that. Get a bit of the mag there. And yeah, that's nice and simple. Now, after this has been soaking a while, you can grab your barrel, and I like to just go to the end here, just scrub this a bit, making sure there's no excess carbon in that area. Very straightforward, guys. You're just grabbing the brush, scrubbing it, making sure there's no carbon built up, an excess amount, all right? Then I like to scrub barrel around there, the end, the front of the barrel, double checking, making sure everything looks fine, which it does. And then you do not have to clean this a lot. As you can tell, this is really not dirty at all, but I am thorough with my gun. So with the leftover gun oil that's already on your nylon brush, just scrub both of the sides of your recoil spring and then scrub a little bit in between, rotating that around to make sure you get every single side there. And then again for the small areas of the springs, the stainless steel springs there. And that's it. All right. Now, all that's left, make sure you're wiping off the excess on your microfiber cloth. We're gonna pick up the barrel and use your guide rod with the brass attachment here for 9mm, and you're just gonna go in and out. Go all the way through and then all the way through back. All right, just do that a couple times. Really make sure you're scrubbing it. And that's pretty much all you got to do. Now, if you want to be excessive and make sure you get a really good cleaning and you have that bore snake, now's the time to do it. All you're going to do is drop in the one in there, and then you're going to pull it through, holding onto this nice and tight, and then you're going to pull through just like that. All right? And I like to do this 2 or 3 times to really get it nice and clean. All right. And I don't know if you can see, but that barrel is looking absolutely clean and smooth. All right. So once that is done, all that is left, we need to wipe this down. So again, you can get the cloth you have, or you can use your microfiber, whichever, and you're just gonna wipe down all the gun cleaner excess off of all the areas that you scrubbed. Okay, so get up all up in there, wipe everything off you can as best as you can. Try to have no gun cleaner left over. It's not a big deal if you miss some out, but it's good to wipe off as much as you can, so when we apply the oil and spread it around the gun, it's just more smoother. When you put it back together, the slide's gonna move and it's gonna come on and off real nice and simple, smooth as butter. All right, so we're gonna wipe off the excess cleaner on the barrel, all around the barrel as well. Wipe off the excess cleaner on the recoil spring and all the excess cleaner off of the lower frame parts, all the stainless steel parts inside the trigger guard, inside the mag well area, and we're just gonna scrub that. All right, there you go. It's looking nice and shiny. It's looking good. That's pretty much all you got to do. Again, it's super straightforward, guys. Just take your time, treat your gun well, and your gun will treat you well back. All right. So once that has been done, We are going to move on to oiling the gun, which is pretty much almost essentially the same thing, except we're not going to be scrubbing anything. We're just going to be dropping the oil, moving it around, and getting things lubed up. All right, so for oiling the gun, it helps prolong the longevity of the firearm, and also you want to focus specifically on areas where you see extra like wear and tear. So if you can see down in here, that stainless steel showing right there, that's a lot where the slide's moving from every time the gun fires. So that's where we want to definitely put some oil. We want to put some more oil in here at the end of the barrel. This is also the area where bullets come ejecting out. The casing, sorry. The casings are going to be ejecting out of here every time you fire and the bullet comes out. So this whole area, you want to have some oil, and just have a few drops of oil on here. And then we're going to have a quick line as we squeeze across each side of the slide. The areas where it's going to slide back in, because if the gun is always constantly firing and sliding back multiple times over and over and over, you want to make sure you have some nice bit of oil in those areas to help keep your action smooth. All right, so we're just going to put a drop right there, a couple drops there. I'm going to slide it across, adding oil there, and slide it across, adding oil there. Using our fingers and gloves if you got them, just wipe around there, wipe around, spread that oil on all those parts that you applied it to. Nice and simple, nice and straightforward. I'm going to put that down. Now we also are going to just drop some oil in the barrel here. So I like to squeeze and let it drip down like that. Same on the other end. And then I just do a few touches of oil around the outside, and then I'll spread it with my fingers like I did with the cleaner. All right. You can never go wrong with too much oil on the barrel. There we go. Let that soak. Now you don't need to oil your recoil spring, your rod here. I just use a little bit of excess on my fingers and just, dab it around there. You do not need to drop any oil on that. Now for the lower end, you're just going to put some drops on the back. I like going one there, one up front, one right there, and then a little bit along the rails here. And again, you're just going to spread it around with your fingers. This is why I like wearing gloves, because it's just not very messy when you do that. All right, now once that is done, you're going to grab a cleaning cloth or your microfiber, whichever you got. You're just going to lightly wipe down the excess, but don't take all the oil off. I like to just kind of pat it around, keep it nice and simple. Any areas you see a bit too much oil, just dab at it, but still keep a nice layered amount of oil on it. All right, same with this. Just lightly pat it down. We don't want excessive amounts of oil, but we do want to make sure this stays nice and lubed up. And then I like to do one more run through the bore snake just to clean that out. If your cleaning kit also has these cleaning areas here, see, this is for 9mm, you can use this, but if it doesn't have it, just stick a little cleaning cloth down in there with a Q-tip, push it in and out with a pencil, something like that. Whatever you got, just go in and out a couple times. I'll get that excess oil off, but keeping it super clean. That looks really good. All right, now I'm gonna wipe down the excess, pat down the excess oil here. It's looking pretty good. I'm satisfied with it. So after all that is done, I see a few little excessive drops there, so I'm gonna touch that up. All right, so once that is done, all that's left to do is reassemble the gun. All right, so once I've done all the gun cleaning and the gun oil, I like to just wipe down all the excess parts, the exterior of the firearm. I like to wipe those down with a microfiber cloth, and then once I've done that, I'll take my gloves off after I put in the barrel, then the recoil spring. Once I've done that, I'll take my gloves off, get a bit more friction here. All you're gonna do is you're gonna line up these stainless steel slide parts with the rear there, just like that. Slide it in place and pull it over the top just like that. All right, and there you go. This thing already locks, comes back forward, locks in place. You don't need to rotate that again once you put that slide back on. And just like that, your gun is now, it has been field stripped, it has been cleaned, and it has been oiled and put back together. So with all your firearms, once you've like handled them, cleaned them, disassembled them, whatever, make sure you're just testing all the features on the gun, okay? And make sure they work and function as intended. So again, with the finger off the trigger, we know the mag is empty, we know the chamber is empty. We're going to test mag release does work, all good. We're going to test that the trigger works, which it does, and the reset, which it does. We're going to test that the slide lock works, which it does, and we're going to test that the slide release works, which it does. So yeah, this gun is 100% functioning as intended, and it has been taken apart, cleaned, oiled, put back together. All that's left to do is just basically give her a nice little touch up, wipe down any excess areas you might see on the gun, make it look nice and pretty, and there you have it. Hope this video was helpful to somebody. Comment, subscribe. If you anything else you want to know about this gun, attachments, or any questions you might have, just comment down below. And if you have this gun and you like it, let me know what your thoughts are on the gun, because I personally like it. I love that it's smaller and more easy to conceal and stuff like that. It's a little snappy, but it's a micro compact. All of them pretty much are. But yeah, that is everything. So stay safe, stay armed, stay locked and loaded, and above all else, guys, stay armed with truth, knowledge, and wisdom. Till the next video, peace.